In September 2022, in what came to be known as a feminist revolution, Iranian women led protests and publicly defied mandatory veiling. The spark of the protests was the death of 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian woman Mahsa Amini in the hands of the morality police. And the slogan "Women, Life, Freedom" that was chanted during her funeral and which originates in the Kurdish women's struggles came to resonate in protests throughout the country. So these protests are informed by a long tradition of women's activism and claim-making going back to Iran's constitutional revolution in 1905. They have diverse histories of struggle against the inscription of multiple forms of oppression on women's bodies, state violence, authoritarianism, corruption, and economic mismanagement. But women's bodies are not just gendered, they are classed and ethnicized. For example, a collective of Baluchi Iranian women issued a statement during the protest highlighting that for them, the struggle for gender equality cannot be disentangled from their struggles against class, ethnic, tribal, and religious oppression. In the same statement, they hailed the protest as an opportunity to learn through sisterhood, effectively transcending geographical and societal boundaries that had previously fragmented Iranian women's movements. But expressions of sisterhood and solidarity transcend national boundaries as well. The Sudanese No to the Oppression of Women initiative placed Mahsa Amini next to the women killed by Sudan's public order police, effectively shattering the borders that separated Iranian and Sudanese women's suffering. Indian feminists highlighted the gendered ways in which states control populations in other places. So, for example, by laying claim on women's bodies through criminalizing abortions in the United States, or by making hijab central to the reason of state in Iran through mandatory veiling, but also in France and in India through compulsory unveiling. So it seems to me that the Iranian protests come at a time when the urgency of transnational feminist solidarities are felt more than ever.